Today, we are diving into what might just be the single most important AI development that you haven't heard about yet. We're talking about AI's secret brain, the absolute key that's going to unlock the truly autonomous, intelligent machines that are predicted to completely reshape our world by 2026. All right, let's get into it. So, we all know AI models are incredibly powerful, right? I mean, they can write code, they can create stunning art, they can sift through mountains of data in seconds. But what's the one thing, the one critical piece that's holding them back from their true, unbelievable potential? Well, it turns out even the most advanced AI has a pretty fundamental flaw. And here it is. They're brilliant, but they're also incredibly forgetful. Right now, AIs really struggle to remember things from one chat to the next, or even just from the start of a long document to the end. And this memory problem, it creates a massive bottleneck, and it's what stops them from taking on really complex long-term tasks. But that's all about to change. A brand new field is emerging to solve this exact problem. It's called context engineering, and it's basically the science of giving AI a proper memory and a way to actually understand the world around it. This is the discipline that's going to turn AI from just a clever tool into a truly autonomous partner. And look, this isn't just some buzzword. Researchers are already formalizing this. A foundational paper from Archive puts it perfectly. The performance of these large language models, or LLMs, is completely determined by the contextual information they get. So context engineering is the discipline of systematically designing and optimizing that info. It goes way beyond just writing a good prompt. So, a good way to think about context engineering is like giving the AI its own personal librarian, a researcher, and an executive assistant, all rolled into one. It's really about building the systems that find, organize, and feed the AI the exact right information at the exact right time. And this whole field really stands on three core pillars. First, you've got retrieval. How does an AI find the right needle of information in the infinite haystack of data out there? Second is processing. How does it clean up that information and actually make it useful? And third, management. How does it store and remember that information for later? So, how does this all come together? Well, when you start combining these three pillars, you can build these incredibly powerful AI agents that are just leagues beyond what we have today. We're talking about a leap from a search engine on steroids to like a proactive digital colleague. Okay, the first piece of this puzzle is something called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. This is what solves the AI's outdated knowledge problem. See, instead of only knowing what was trained on months or years ago, RAG gives the AI a live, real-time library card. It can look up the absolute latest information from databases, documents, and the internet all on the fly. Next up, you give the AI a memory system. And you can really think of this as its own personal notebook. This is what allows the AI to remember who you are, what you've talked about before, and what your goals are. It creates a persistent memory, and that's what turns a simple Q&A into a continuous evolving collaboration. And this final step, it's a complete game changer. It's called tool integrated reasoning. This is where the AI stops just talking and starts doing. It can now use external tools, a calculator for math, a code interpreter to run a program, or an API to book a flight for you. It's like giving it hands to actually act in the world and solve real problems. Okay, so you put all this together, RAG, memory, and tools, and you've created an AI that is exponentially more powerful. But all of this new intelligence, it comes at a physical cost. It requires a massive engine room to power it all, and it's fueling a whole new kind of hardware arms race. Yeah, we can't forget the physical reality here. Behind every single intelligent agent, every smart response you get, there is a literal city of servers, drawing just enormous amounts of power to run all of these complex calculations. And just to give you a sense of the scale we're talking about, a single company like Hive Digital Technologies is already forecasting its computational power will hit 25 exahashes per second for its AI data centers heading into 2026. That is an almost incomprehensible amount of processing power, all dedicated to driving these new AI systems. And this incredible power is already being put to work, fueling revolutions across pretty much every field. You know, in life sciences, as reports from Deloitte show, it's dramatically accelerating drug discovery. It's transforming financial modeling, optimizing global logistics, and it's even creating truly personalized education. I mean, this isn't science fiction anymore. This is happening right now. But even with all of this mind-bending progress, the very same research that defines context engineering points to one final, really fascinating hurdle that AI still has to clear. That survey paper we looked at earlier, it identifies what it calls a fundamental asymmetry. It's this core imbalance in what these models can actually do, even when you give them a perfect memory and all the tools in the world. And this right here, this gets to the very heart of the challenge. Today's AI has a phenomenal level of understanding. It can read, process, and comprehend almost any amount of complex information you throw at it. It's an incredible student. But its ability to generate equally sophisticated, long-form, truly novel output, it's still very limited. It can understand a masterpiece, but it can't quite create one yet. Which leaves us with one last, provocative question. As we solve these problems of memory and action with context engineering, will closing this gap between understanding and generation, be the final step? Is this the key that finally unlocks something that looks less like a tool and more like a true creative partner?